Based on your experiences, what have you learned to never mess with? This happened to my brother. He found a small metal tube and decided to heat it with his torch. Turns out it was some kind of blasting cap. It exploded. The shrapnel missed his eyes by an inch. He had bleeding holes from just below his eyes to his stomach where the table protected him. Luckily, the metal didn't penetrate far, so he was fine after healing. So don't just go torching anything you find for fun. Karens, crazy people, homeless. I don't care how courageous, outspoken, and confident you are. There are some people you do not fucking mess with. In New York City, where I'm at, almost 80 of news saying this person got shot has got to do with someone standing up to a Karen, crazy person, or homeless. Just run away, get out. 5 seconds of aggression doesn't need to result in a fight, gunshots, etc. Working at someone else's family-owned business. I'd go as far as to say, if I find out you used to own a family business and now you're working with the rest of us, that's a red flag and we'll very likely never get along. These people tend to bring some very bad work habits and poor respect of other people's personal time after work and during weekends with them even after they left the nest. Alcohol, because it's legal in my country. People are really laissez-faire about using it. There's all kinds of party culture and drinking rituals to normalize and glorify its use. It's really easy to feel invincible, especially when you're young and drunk. But all it takes is one blackout to rip that sense of invincibility away. Please, know your limits if you're going to drink. It is a cliché, but I try not to mess with success, and that when confronted with established processes from seasoned engineers, I just accept that there are reasons for the processes they have even if the processes, not the engineers, seem bizarre. Doesn't mean I don't try to improve the processes for my needs. I won't try to optimize someone else's stuff. Flip side to what everyone is saying about physical fights. You could beat someone up and they could be the wrong person. Say their parent is a super connected lawyer or forget about senator ... like state senator or city councilman's kid ... or someone whose friend is high up in the police dept. You could be legally and or financially ruined for life. Never to get in physical fights with anyone, ever. I'm 52 years old, and I've seen so many big guys get their asses handed to them by much smaller guys. It's crazy. I once saw an average-sized guy who turned out to be a kickboxer, Muay Thai, whatever, knock out 3 dudes in a row in a bar fight like it was nothing. It was crazy. Angle grinders. I have a scar on my chest from a time I was zip cutting, and it seized up and flew back and hit me in the chest. I didn't have a safety guard on it. Maybe it would have broken my ribs instead of me needing stitches. But I keep a safety guard on now, and I use a leather apron when cutting. Kittens, come home, find a 7 or 8-week-old kitten in garage. Go to pick it up gently. It shredded my forearm and bit deep. Got infected. Had to take a nasty course of strong antibiotics. 225 pounds, 5 feet 11 man, with a lift total over 1,000 pounds. And a sub 25-minute 5,000 got taken DOWN by a 1-pound kitten. Less that I live by, never get less than 12 hours sleep, never play cards with a guy who has the same first name as a city, and never get involved with a woman with a tattoo of a dagger on her body. Now you stick to that. And everything else is cream cheese. Other people's relationships. I made the mistake of commenting how my best friend treated her husband. She belittles him, nags him incessantly, talks about him behind his back, constantly complains with never a compliment. 40 years later they are still unhappily married. Intuition: if something feels wrong, stop. If it's stepping out onto a snow-covered slope, pulling up to a sketchy gas station, or putting too small of a piece of wood in a table router. Listen when your brain tells you this is a bad idea. Water, rivers, current. I'm a fairly good swimmer, and I wanted to swim in a river where the current seemed really tame. Oh, was I wrong? Just small moving body of water dragged my poor body like a leaf in the wind. Drug users. Not even simply screwing around with, but even trying to befriend them. They'll use you and laugh all the way to the bank. They simply don't care about you one bit. Any kindness will not be reciprocal. Pit bulls, pit mixers. They are always the sweetest dogs until one day they snap for no reason. They always do insane damage when they attack. I'll never own another one or have my children around them. White women in academia. They are basically children of the corn and will end to anyone who doesn't please them or mindlessly agrees with their bullshit. All while claiming they are the victim. Online dating. Most of them are catfish, and when you do meet someone nice, they seem largely uninterested with you after 3 dates because of the way others are treating them. People who resort to shouting to get their way, especially if you talk calmly to them to resolve it, and they start cutting you off by shouting more. Idiots. Paracetamol. In one of the dumbest moments of my life, I misread 50 milligrams when it was 500 milligrams. Took far too much. Long story short, almost a week in hospital. Hen parties. It's like the women in group decide to met out all their toxicity in one night. They were a menace at many LGBTQ bars for a while. The bathroom for the next hour after my dad took a shit. I have unresolved childhood trauma of entering the bathroom right after him. If someone at work tries to badmouth someone else, and they ask you about what you think about that person, just keep your mouth shut. Even if someone says the electricity is turned off, don't start working on something unless you've checked yourself that it is off. Garage doors is a matter of timing, and luck. I have my arms. Also, narcissists. I was not prepared for that. But now I am. That jar in my cupboard that snaps shut like a mousetrap. Chill teachers, Europeans, my light switch, the car door, small wild animals. Sure, they're cute, but this isn't Bambi. They will attack if they feel cornered or threatened. Fireworks. Do exactly as described on the package. Do nothing more. Do not fuck around with them. It will hurt. Heroin. Seen someone shoot up in front of me, and that scarred me for life, and I've never been around it again. Absolutely all kinds of wild animals, even the small ones, can hurt you really, really bad. Infections on top. Racing a train. Your tough F-150 is little more than a fall-covered tissue box against all that momentum. Girls with deadbeat baby daddies. Fuck that. I don't mind drama, but that's a whole other level of drama. Other people's relationships, even if you have the best intentions. It's just none of your business. A woman in love with an abuser. She won't want your help and actively return to the abuser. Your health, if something feels off or normal to you, get it checked. That is safe than sorry. Romance. It's a losing game for someone who isn't attractive, has wealth, or is an introvert. 1. Superman's cape. 2. Spitting into the wind. 3. The Lone Ranger's mask. 4. Gym. 5. Slim. Electricity. If you don't know exactly what you're doing with it, it will kill you. Pimples. Popping or touching it can make it worse. So leave it alone if you can. Dating a they them. No, I'm not transphobic. I'm queer myself, but Jesus Christ. The dust devil. It has the power of an upright in his goddamned hands. Plumbing projects, specifically. Non-ground floor plumbing projects. Quiet people, they always mind their business, and know how to fight. Women, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned reeled fork. One love. A woman who says they can't decide. Don't put your life on hold. People who only want you for the purpose you provide them. Never mess with the wilderness. It's an unforgiving place. Mother Nature. Mother love and motherfucking Ukrainians. The power of a pit bull on a 20-foot retractable leash. Drowsy driving. If you are feeling sleepy, stop the car. Trusting people's blinkers to mean they are turning. Friendship with coworkers. They are not your friends.